Hello, I'm Sophia Lou and welcome to my channel.
Hello guys, and welcome to my first video of 2018, and I thought we'd kick off 2018 by doing a new Plant Witch piece. In order to promote the Plant Witch series, I decided that I really wanted to do tarot card style Marie and Prickles, and I do want to do a Mushroom Hunters one as well. First of all, I'm going to list the equipment. If you do miss any of this equipment, please note it is always down below for you to check out if you're not entirely sure what I'm using. I'm using rowney mixed media paper, I'm using Unipin fineliners, my Letraset and of course Winsor & Newton promarkers, WH Smith pencils, a Unipin gel pen, I think it's a white gel pen, yeah, Unipin gel pen, and I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't use a massive amount on this piece. So as normal, Plant Witch is a series, if you didn't know, that I am working on. Plant Witch is a new comic series which is all traditionally coloured and all traditionally drawn, revolving around these two characters, Marie and Prickles. Marie is a plant witch who lives in a society where plant magic is dying and everything is becoming more reliant on technology. And she pretty much is trying to keep plant and living things alive and show the importance of them. And the story is going to go through her journey from when she graduates school and settles herself in a society and basically makes her home in this world. Prickles is her familiar. Prickles is a cat that she made herself. Most familiars in this world are made by the witch themselves, so it has their personality and some of their traits, something that is personal to them. So they kind of like make their familiars and they sort of magic them into existence. So it's kind of like they find each other. It's very sweet. I kind of love it. This part here, I am essentially inspired by tarot card designs. Since we are doing the next YouTube Artist Collective piece based on card designs, our tarot, playing cards, X, Y and Z, we're basing the next theme on card designs. And looking and researching my idea that I'm going to do, I was really inspired to do a tarot card design. It is something that I've always loved the look of. I am always fascinated by the designs, by the overall shape, and of course the border. It is also inspired very heavily by Art Nouveau, so Gustav Klimt and Alphonse Mucha are heavy influences in my work, and I wanted to really showcase the Art Nouveau style in this case. Not that Gustav Klimt really is Art Nouveau, but it's something I always associate with beautiful designs and beautiful work and overly detailed work as well. So the challenge with this is to use a lot of natural colours without oversaturating a lot of the areas. So the general idea I usually do is I usually put down my flats and then build up the layers on top. The most complicated colour layer being at the bottom here into a more simple wooden shape with the border and then building the colours on top. My original plan was to keep the colours completely flat, but I felt like it needed a little bit of something just to pop the colours out a little bit more, so that's why I do go in and I add some subtle shading. You'll notice as well that I don't tend to use colours of the same colour, so to speak, to shade. And what I mean by that is you'll notice like sometimes when I'm shading my green, I won't necessarily use a green colour, I'll use a purple. And this is just because I think it helps balance out the colour a little bit more and also just makes it look a little bit more interesting than just simple green shading. I think it adds a lot more shape to a piece. I'm not heavily professional, so I couldn't give you the exact reason why, but I sometimes think that shading looks better when it's a colour that isn't from the same category, so to speak. So for example, if I'm using yellow, I wouldn't shade necessarily with another yellow or with an orange. I would use a sort of colour opposite on the spectrum to shade it, and depending on what colour sort of colour shading you go for is also dependent on whether or not you're going to go for a warm tone or a cool tone. I've learned a lot in the last year or so, especially with markers and especially with my colouring style and how my style has changed. I used to do a lot of digital work, and because I fell out of love with digital work, I felt like it wasn't getting me anywhere. I moved over to traditional work, and it's possibly the best decision I made for my artwork. Unfortunately right now I can't actually do any digital work, but I really want to bring some of that to the channel, and so when I eventually do get my computer fixed or get a replacement computer, I definitely would like to bring that to the channel, just because I think that digital and traditional art go hand in hand with each other. I think it's really important. Some people may have noticed that unfortunately there wasn't a 2-Minute Tuesday for this week. Do not worry, 2-Minute Tuesdays are back in full swing next week. As well, I'd like to introduce a new video series that I will be doing on, I think I'll be doing them on Sundays, I'm not entirely sure yet, but it's just sort of like a sketchbook and chill where we just sit and we talk about topics while we draw together, and I'll possibly be able to cover some standard like questions and like be able to answer some people's questions on there as well. I figured it was a nice way for me to introduce something new to the channel, but not go over the top with it. I'm still going to keep my standard video categories where I do one original art, one fan art, one like challenge piece, and then leave the last one in the month to do different categories. I really like that format, and I think it introduces a lot of really nice things to the channel as well, and I think it gives me variety on there, so it's not always the same thing over and over again. I really want to step up this year with the channel, and I really want to do a lot more work on here which is more suitable for what I'm working on. For example, as I'm working on Plant Witch, I'd love to actually show the behind the scenes of it. It's kind of taken a back seat at the moment just because I was working on other projects and X, Y and Z, but I do have a lot of art goals this year that I really want to set in place and I really want to do. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the final piece. I really enjoyed doing this. This will not be available up on the Redbubble store, but it will be available as prints when the store is updated, which won't be for another few weeks yet, just because on and off with work I haven't been able to actually set time aside. As well as the 12 Days of Sketchmas competition winners will be announced soon, so please don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I just haven't had time to sort everything out, and I'm still waiting on the prizes to arrive. So I hope you guys enjoyed the final looks of this piece. I am really happy with this, and I cannot wait to use this as prints for future conventions and for the store. Enjoy this video. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Maybe like, comment, subscribe. But as always folks, stay creative.